Here we are, Friday Night Live. What is October 7th, 2022, 9 p.m. Eastern Toronto time. Hope everybody's doing freaking amazing. We had a nice, cool weather day today. The sun is shining, but we're going down to 2 degrees Celsius tonight. It's a little cool, so I went to pick all the tomatoes that are left. Otherwise, they'd be all frost damage and no good. So I just pulled all the plants and picked all the rest of the tomatoes. I had quite a few plants. Got a bag full of half unripe tomatoes, but hey, the some of them will ripen. I do this every year, and there's nothing like homegrown food. It's absolutely no comparison. It's just at a whole other level when you grow your own food, especially when you use ocean water and you put all your love and your care. But the ocean water is just something that you have to experience. There's no words to explain something that you've never experienced. Just like master fasting, it doesn't matter what we say or how we try and describe it and what we show, unless you go through that experience, you're never going to know what we're talking about. Never. It's just not possible. The experience is what brings up the understanding to the process. Many experiences. One experience is wonderful and great, but as we say, 9 years is a good start. 9 years is a good start because a lifetime journey is decades, right? It will be decades for many people. Some of us will jump the fence earlier, but for many of us, we'll go through decades and decades of life experiences and what's so many things can happen. It's infinite possibilities and situations and experiences and environments to that'll bring sudden changes to our journey. And who's to say never ever do this again? It's just nonsense. Pain is a good indicator and a good motivator for some of us. Pain for some of us will be something that we hold on to and continue to want to experience that. And for whatever reason, there's ancestral depths of things that we don't have the understanding for others, because each one of us has to face our mirrors of truth, so to say. And when we look in that mirror, in a fasting state, we start getting revelations of understanding for ourselves and why are we holding on to certain things, and it can become easier to let these things go because the understanding starts to open up. But when we continuously, eating and plugging ourselves up with fake foods and these corporate prepared things that are supposed to be food, understanding of what understanding of what yeah, where are we here? Is the video on? Let me know if you can hear me. I did a quick sound check here. Seems okay, just to be sure. But everybody's got everything all figured out. They don't need anything, because surely we don't need to go anywhere. We just have to go within And the more time we spend within, the more the mirrors of truth, understanding will open up to us and be revealed so that we can um, know if we're, you know, are we moving in the correct direction, or are we moving in the wrong direction? Um, Pain and suffering. Could pain and suffering be the correct direction? If the soul needs to experience certain levels of pain and suffering, yeah, but how long do we need to go through that pain and suffering? You know, it's interesting when we get stuck in that place of pain and suffering, and we continue to do the things to continue to move along the path of pain, misery, and suffering. Um, dealt with tens of thousands of people, and we've seen quite a bit of things, different things. Um, haven't seen everything. It's impossible. That's not a possibility to see everything, but we can be part of the whole oneness of the divine creator. So there's the knowing of all the experiences that have ever been, always will be, and always be present, that we can tap into and gain or remember those things. Fasting lifestyle. What is a fasting lifestyle? Is fasting a lifestyle? Detoxification. What is detoxification? There's all the years I've spent, I don't see a good knowledge base of true detoxification out there at all in the so-called alternative natural um, healing world. We don't see an understanding. When MFS came out, started sharing this knowledge, and the people's eyes just went bang, and they started absorbing and demanding things and questioning to the hilt. For years this went on. Spent so much time putting that information out there to really bring a change into the understanding of it. There's very few handful of people that grasped it, grasp it at the level that we shared. And I think it scared a lot of people because it sheds the light on all the falsehoods out there of all the supplementations and this in addition, you need this and the other thing, you're lacking, and so on and so forth. So it shed light and scared off a lot of people. That's what we see. We don't have all the answers, that's for sure, but pretty interesting how it all panned out, and it's just interesting to watch. So we just sit back and watch and listen and observe and see what happens. Because all in all, it's nothing to do with us. True detoxification is something that allows us to access the perfect blueprint, because it's a state of purging like no other. And once you can get in that place, then you start seeing the miraculous things that we've witnessed so many times and continue to witness. just praise our wonderful divine Lord God, Creator, for all the wonderful things. It's just amazing. Is anybody out there? Hmm. I've seen a lot of people make a lot of claims. And I fell for a lot of these claims with the sciences and all that. I fell for a lot of that stuff. I got hurt real bad. And a lot of that stuff is being pushed like crazy. And I call it the Luciferic intellect, Luciferianism. We know better than the Creator. We will fix everything. We don't know things. And when you're laying there going through powerful healing reaction, then you truly understand that you got no power. It's all in the hands of our divine Creator. We just need to accept and allow the process, be prudent, and get so many tools to help pull us through. Wonderful, wonderful tools, and wonderful, highly elevated vertical people, the herbs, the plant kingdom. My goodness. Without the herbs, it's a much, much, much more tough journey. And I honestly believe, from my understanding, how much they help. And in some cases, there's some cases that people would not make it without the wonderful herbs, because the obstruction level and the type of obstructions on all levels is so high that the energies are not capable of moving these blockages out. So that's why we use highly elevated friends in the plant kingdom. They're such godsend. It's amazing. You know, washing the colon. How many people are anal about enemas? You know, powerful, powerful tool for detoxification, true detoxification. Don't leave home without your enema bag. So many people anal about enemas and don't have the understanding of what it is and put it down. Every hospital should have at least, you know, 2-3 colon hydrotherapists. Every hospital in the emergency rooms, because that's you know, trying to open up some blockages. The most emergencies, besides accidents, are blockages. And even if somebody's in an accident, it would only help if you clear out the bowels, you know, clear out some caca, and the body can heal much quicker. Be amazed what happens. And that's why, dry fasting. Go into a dry fast with a full GI tract, full of caca. It's not a good experience, and you're not gonna see the same effects as when you go into a dry fast with an empty GI tract, of fairly clean GI tract. It's two different, completely different experiences. So, choose your path. We all have to make that choice. Free will. Free will. We have the free will to choose our paths. And the emotions, put that intended emotion into living, loving the art of subtraction. And watch what happens. Watch what happens. There's infinite divine possibilities for those of us who choose the path of subtraction, the fasting lifestyle, the minimalist lifestyle, consuming less, using less. It's tough to get rid of stuff. My goodness. It's tough to get rid of stuff. Stuff that we've been holding on to for so many years. It's tough to get rid of it. There's a lot of attachments and emotional attachments to things that we have. But it can be done. Little by little, we can make these decisions and move in those directions to help us purge. It's all about purging. Purging, experiencing the pain of the purging, because there's pain associated with purging. What happens when you're crying? There's pain, and we're purging out the emotions. And that pain helps resolve and heal. And no difference in the mental and the physical. We're purging, and pain of the purge helps, right? No difference. So it's all about purging. We have to make that choice if we want to move on the journey towards balance, which is an ongoing journey. It's never a destination that we achieve and reach. It never happens. It's always an ongoing evolution of experiences. And it's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. So here we are, another Friday Night Live. We've been at this 7+ years. We've seen a lot. Thank goodness, 7 years. It's like the start of yesterday. If anybody's got any questions, or we can call it a night. We got the full moon happening this weekend. When is it? Sunday. Sunday's full moon. Strange things happening in full moons. Great time to dry fast, right? Full moon. Some people love doing the full moon fast, monthly dry fast. Very intense. Sheila. Hey, Gino, it's been a while. I was just saying hello. Nice to see you, Sheila. Hope all is well. It's nice to see people that have been hanging around for quite a while. Rana says full moon Sunday at 4:55 p.m. It's very nice to see people. You know, it's so wonderful. I always get messages from people, you know, thanking us of the information that we've shared and continue to share. And it's beautiful. You know, it's all about sharing, caring, you know, being there for each other. This is what this life is about. If we can't be there for each other, what are we doing here? You know, if we can't have peace in our homes, how do we expect to have peace around the world? There's warmongers happening left, right, and center all the time. Crazy times. Hi, Suzanne. Nice to see you. Questions, suggestions, inspirations? You know, otherwise we can call it a close. I like to be inspired myself from others. It's wonderful saying hello, thank you. At least I can see there's somebody there. Otherwise, no point in doing any live calls. I just make some recordings and throw them up. People can send in their questions, and voila. But yeah, it's been a tough past 3 years for the whole planet. Pretty much, it's been a very tough experience that we've all been duped into. So all the truth has been coming out more and more and more and more and more about everything that's happened, and more and more people are waking up to it. So it's wonderful. And let's just pray and hope that there's accountability for everything that happened, for all the people who are responsible. That's all we want, this accountability, which is not something that usually happens. But there's a change, there's a shift happening on a whole spiritual level on the planet. Many people are going to go. It's just the way it is. Many more people will end up going. Vast exits. Everything happens exactly the way it's supposed to happen. Right? So, Sheila, it's nice to see you too. Susan, nice to see you too. Thank you so much, gals. Thank you so much. You know, the information that we've shared is so powerful that many will not be able to see it because the belief system gets in the way, and we want to hold on to those belief systems. And it's nice to see people that have been able to break through and see that the bull crap that we've been able to shatter and expose for what it is. There's so much caca. So we can't focus on the caca anymore. We purge the caca out, right? We do colonics and we purge it out. And we flush it down the toilet, send it back to where it came from. Yeah. It's wonderful. Wonderful stuff. You know, slow, steady wins the race. But we're not here to win anything. We're here to continue and be able to stay on the journey so we don't burn ourselves out. Stay on the journey, you know. We can do 108 days and then what? And then what? What's going to happen after? Didn't like what we've seen with people going down that route and the after effects. You know, it's a grasping of the lifestyle was not there to the degree that needs to be there, because this journey is serious business. You know, your lifestyle is a serious business. You're wanting to be healthy and vibrant and loving is a serious business. There's no playing around. You know, when we purge out at these levels, we're going to be a completely different being. We're never going to be the same again. We're going to be in a whole higher field strength level of senses. Our sensory level will be so strong, so sensitive, that some of us are going to be in a miserable state because we're going to try going back to our old lifestyle. And that's a big mistake. Sheila, I'm still loving my Colima board. Every time I mention to anyone about colonics, they tell me I'm flushing out my good bacteria and electrolytes. I've given up sharing. Yeah, I know, Sheila. It's people want to hold on to their belief systems. You know, anything that's written down in a book by White Jacket, it's the word of God for people. So you're not going to be able to change people's belief systems for the most part. It's, you know, I've been at this 32 years, and it's the way it is. What do you flush? You know, good bacteria. Caca. Okay, yeah. That's why, you know, the good and bad bacteria. There's bacteria. There's bacteria that assists you, and there's bacteria that doesn't assist you. So if you're flushing it all out and you're only putting good things in, what kind of bacteria are you going to have? Your body's going to continuously, you cannot get rid of all your bacteria. It's impossibility. We are more bacteria than anything else, than cells. We're more bacteria than cells. How can you flush out all your bacteria? It's absolutely nonsense. Nonsense propaganda. So I'm glad that you've, you know, you know what, how wonderful, beneficial it is to keep your colon clean. If you're using it, you know. Senses, as we live this lifestyle, our senses are awakened, and we can feel, and we have the understanding through the experiences. We know, you know, a little bit. We know a little bit, but that little bit is profound, you know, compared to the Luciferianism that's out there. That's all that's being promoted out there. Luciferianism all around us. Materialism is Luciferianism, in my opinion. And we all get addicted to materialistic things. It's just so easy to fall in those traps, right? So easy to fall in those traps. So yeah. I'm glad, Sheila, that you're using your Colima board. It's one of the best investments we can make for our health. Enema bag and Kalima board. One of the best investments we can make. Enema bag, when you travel, take it with you. Kalima board, you can, if you wanted to, travel with it. We have, we're traveling with our car to like a cottage or something. We've traveled with our Kalima board because Rana insisted. For me, I just say, just bring the enema bag. No, we gotta bring Kalima board. Okay. Because it's such a beautiful tool. And it's so much more comfortable and easier and does a much better job than an enema bag. I don't know how some people say that they do better job with an enema bag. I just, I've had two, 3 people over the years say that. Okay, whatever. To each their own, but it's interesting. Sheila, thank you for all you've taught me. You've changed me life for the better. Oh, thank you so much for sharing that. It's really, this is what keeps us going. People that just share these little tidbits and thank yous and just keeps us going. Because, anybody that, can take that information and make their life better, my goodness gracious. Some people are going to take the information and put themselves through misery and pain because they're not listening to all the parts of what we're talking about, because everything is important, everything is crucial, because we're talking about serious, true detoxification at levels that very few have gone down. Water fasting, it's very aggressive, very aggressive. It's very hard on the body. Master fast is more powerful at purging than water fasting by far, but it's manageable because of all the tools we have. And it's more powerful at getting the job done, as we've seen. So, it's awesome, just awesome, that people have been able to hang on. If we're gonna fall off the wagon, we're gonna overeat and everything, wash yourselves out. You're gonna feel much better than not washing yourself out. There's times we're gonna get lazy and we're gonna put it off, and we don't want to wash our colon. That's gonna happen for a week or two. Take a break. That's fine. If we're eating clean and minimal, it's going to be much easier on us, right? There's nothing wrong with taking breaks and everything. You don't have to be, doing it consistently every single day. But if we're, on a master fast, we want to be washing it every day. We just want to be doing that. It's just prudent. So yeah, take your breaks, when you're eating stuff, no big deal. It's just like, doing herbs, we take our breaks when we're eating. We don't want to be doing herbs every single day when we're eating. It's not prudent stuff. You can, but it's not prudent. You're gonna have to change your formulas and so on and so forth, so the body doesn't get used to them. Take breaks. Take breaks. And use the prudence of the system to take advantage of the power of what we've shared. That's what we're talking about, taking advantage of the power that we've shared. Master fast is the power that we've shared, the power of purging at levels that we've not heard of, and that allowing that soul to get into the autopilot state where it can do magic. Like, wow, yeah, now we're talking, and we've seen it. Sheila, if everyone knew how good they could feel with a cleaner colon, exactly, and how much better we'd smell, because we won't have all those odors lingering around. Where do the odors come from? Where do body odors come from? Come from the GI tract, the plugged up GI tract. It all comes from there. And then everything else starts plugging up to every single cell in the whole physicality, our lymph system, our blood system, everything's plugged up. So yeah, it's a healthy habit. We take showers, we brush our teeth, wash our colon. No different. Clean our ears, wash our hair. Sheila, that too. I walk past people and have to hold my breath sometimes. We know what you're talking about. It's actually today I was on the line at the ministry to do some stuff for the auto, and I got behind this elderly man, and maybe he's older than me. I don't know. It's hard to tell anymore. But and Eagle turns around and says, go ahead. And I got a strong sensation, from the bowels. And we just have to just try and shut it off. I think I've shared years ago when I finally went raw, and then a few years later I started going back to a gym because I was bedridden for years and this and that, and I wasn't doing it. I went back to the gym, and my goodness, it was a horrific experience. The body odors were so overwhelming. I had to kind of train myself to turn it off when I was going into these places because it was so overwhelming. And you can train yourself to turn it off, turn your senses down. It's still it's still there, but we can train ourselves because we are in control up to a point. The divine is in complete control. We are in control up to a point. Sheila, yeah. So yeah, Sheila, that's it's. I know what you're talking about. We know, but can you imagine the whole planet started shifting to this wisdom of taking care of our temple? Oh my goodness gracious, what a wonderful place we'd be able to be in. I mean, the war would be gone. Clean out the caca, war would be gone. Who'd want to fight anymore? There wouldn't be any more fighting. Fight for what? That consciousness would leave us, because that consciousness comes from filth. The consciousness of war comes from filth. Filthy body, filthy mind. Purge out the filth. That consciousness leaves us, and we get into the divine, higher order, beautiful state of plasma love always flowing. We get into these wonderful states. We leave behind that stagnant caca that we don't want. Stagnant caca brings on controversy, war, arguments, brings on all that stuff. I remember several experiences, coming off of a long master fast and a long dry fast, and just at a beautiful, wonderful, peaceful level, peaceful state, and then started, consuming things, indulging in a couple of things, and then fear would take on this fear. And I'm going, where is this coming from? And it was from consuming these, obstructive things. This sense of fear would come on. So there's a lot of, knowledge in what we're sharing, and that could be helping so many if they choose to just purge. We have a wonderful, beautiful, powerful, prudent system that has infinite possibilities of how each individual can choose how to live and love it. at what level they want to live and love it, how much they want to push the gas pedal, how much they want to let off the gas pedal. You're in complete control if you don't allow the emotions of drama take over. and you know, the more we do this, the more we can be masters of ourselves. Sheila, wouldn't it be amazing? Absolutely. Everyone is so angry, especially on the roads. Oh man, it's gotten this past 3 years, it's gotten way worse. We just had our entire downtown closed off yesterday for 7 hours because someone having a dispute with their hotel bill. My goodness gracious. Shot the employee twice in the face. I mean, where are we safe from nut jobs anymore? I hope they didn't kill him. My goodness gracious. Why do we have to go through this? Why? It's the controversies in the war. It's all over. Everywhere we turn. Be nice to people. Let's be nice to people. I have a lot to learn in that sense, you know, because of how I grew up, where I came from. But I'm open to, you know, trying to improve myself, and I can realize the things I've done. Yes, I'm sorry to say he didn't make it. Oh man. Let's elevate the poor soul into, so that his soul may soar in the limitless realms. He's in a better place. What a way to go. What a way to go. For what? For paper, money. We kill each other for money. Senseless. Moral-less. Is there a word, moral-less? No morals. Demonic, evil. What else can we call this? It's nothing to do with divine order. There's just no way. Sheila, I'm kind to everyone, no matter what. Awesome. I need to, you know, learn from everybody that's already able to do that. Yeah, we need to be kind to each other more. There's no other reason for anything else. But remember, if we're eating death, it's going to be much more difficult, because we're taking on those fields of that energy. No matter how much we say we're loving everything, environments dictate outcome. Environments dictate outcome. And the more we consume death, the more it's going to affect us. I shared that experience in Italy after not consuming meat for so long, and I have the video. My goodness, the emotions that went through. It's interesting. It's interesting when your senses are awakened and cleaner, because we're never going to be clean in this realm. We're always going to have a certain level of obstructions, because we're in the environment of obstructions, of accumulation. Yeah. Amazing. Over a hotel bill. The parents or the siblings or the spouse of that poor guy, or woman, whatever it was, whatever it was. My goodness. The crap that we have to experience. War going on in Ukraine. For what? Some constipated, evil entities want to have war. There's no other reason. To control somebody else. Obstructions. Demented, evil psychopaths want to have war, want to control. Nothing to do with divine higher order. Not in my book, anyway. We all have free will to believe what we want, but there is higher order, and there is evil happening, and people. There's no good or bad. If I look at nature, the way it operates, I can't say there's good or bad. It just is what it is, and it's a reflection back onto ourselves as mankind of our emotions to show us what's going on. Why are we allowing ourselves to do this and have that reflection come back to us? But it just operates. There's no good or bad in nature. There's no evil in nature. It is what it is. It does what it does to continue to function and operate and move towards balance. There has to be a higher order function because it's designed inherently in the animal's being. They just do what they have to do. It's automatic. How do they know what to do? They just do. It's programmed. It's a perfect program. We don't understand it. We probably never will. But it all functions perfectly. All the gazillions of microorganisms and all the other life forms, they function perfectly, all in harmony together. We don't understand it. I'm trying to look at one bacteria and say this is the cause of something. It's nonsense. Nonsense. It's tunnel vision, microscope vision, or telescope vision, tunnel vision, not paying attention to the whole. If we don't pay attention to the whole, how does a cut heal? You get a cut, body heals. Do we have to think about it or do anything to make it heal? No, it heals on its own. The inside, the same thing, but holistically, it doesn't, we can't say, okay, I have to fix the liver. Well, how do we fix the liver? We work on the whole body, the mind and the emotion, and everything takes care of itself. We don't have to focus on the liver. We can assist with what are highly elevated friends. We can assist the liver to help move energy in that area if it's more stagnant than other areas, but it's always going to be affected by everything else. Like the GI tract is the main reason why the liver's plugged up. Kidneys are not working properly. That's why the liver's plugged up. The liver detoxes through the kidneys, right? Lymph, GI tract, all work together in harmony perfectly with all the gazillions of microorganisms and bacteria. Man, oh man, and we want to figure it all out, and we believe we know. Yeah, you need this vitamin, mineral supplement. You need this amino acid. You need so many fats, so many calories. Yes, we know exactly. Okay. You haven't figured out. We know nothing. We just let the divine work through our soul in a perfect blueprint atmosphere where it can do whatever it needs to do automatically. Don't have to think about it. Just close your eyes, meditate, and think. Thank the divine creator and allow the process. And it does every time, every single time, without fail. And if it's time for this physicality of experience to end, it will end. Not when we say it. It'll end. You know, if we get a gun and blow our head off, okay, that's when we say, I guess. But is that going to be an escape? No, there's consequences with doing anything of that nature. Thou shalt not kill, including ourselves, eating obstructive things over and over and over again, smoking, and drinking, and whatever. These are things that will bring us down the path of slow suicide if we haven't figured it out yet. So yeah, absolutely wonderful to see people continuously, you know, use the information. So beautiful. Dr. Bernard Jensen, you know, he put the Kalima board. He was, I think, he's the one who invented it, the Kalima board, to find a better way to do a better washing. I'm pretty sure he's the one. He wrote the book on colon cleansing. And I read that book way back in I think it was in, I read Arnold Ehret's books, I think it was June of 90. And then Bernard Jensen was not too long after that, a few months at the most. That book was another revelation, looking at all that mucoid plaque and going, yeah, that's impossible. We have this stuff inside us. Oh yeah, I had to find that one out. Sheila, absolutely and truly forever grateful for the knowledge that you've shared. Thank you so much, Sheila. Awesome. Awesome that you're using the information. You know, we don't have all the answers, but we have a very, very beautifully, powerfully protocol that came out of all the experiences I had and everybody else's experience that they shared with us when they were purging at these levels. So it's just beautiful. So yeah, Bernard Jensen, Arnold Ehret, and so many other greats. Who was the guy? The juice guy, not the juice man. Jay Cordage as well, but the one before Jay Cordage was Norman Walkman, the Walkman Press. Norman Walkman, who lived, some say to 109, some say to 117. He always had his enema bag with him. If you read any of his books when he traveled, any sign of any problems, challenges, go do an enema. Even if it's emotional, go do an enema. You're going to see how it helps. Anytime. What did we eat? Think about what did we eat? Why are we feeling like this? Always, most of the time, it's back to food. And there's always an emotion attached to why did we eat those foods? Right? Why did we eat those foods? So yeah. Anyway, any other last questions or anything? Or we can call it a close. I'm so thankful for sharing your time with us. And we keep going, right? We keep going. This crazy world that we've experienced these last 3 years. We keep going. We don't give up. We keep going. We keep going. We keep going. I always look forward to a better future that doesn't exist, because the only time we have is now. And thank you so much. Let's continuously send PLAF and make deposits in the MassFast Plasma Bank so people can draw off that as they need without even knowing. That PLAF that we deposit continuously flows. It comes all from the divine. That PLAF continuously flows, and all the weaker fields will need that and use it. And we can be helping things, so many people, by just making those deposits, those mental deposits. So thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are. Thank you, Sheila, Susan, and whoever else. Thank you, thank you, thank you for, putting MasterFast on the map like no other. We like the way it is, nice and small, not too much drama anymore. And we'll be here for those who want to be here. Ciao.